Coming to you from the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, it's the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Hey, everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
And this is Hollywood Mike. How's it going, Ray?
Real good. I found my guitar.
You found your guitar?
Right. It was right where I left it.
Which was where?
On the floor.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on your lawn.
No, it wasn't on my lawn. No, those are the kids on it. I keep chasing the kids off my lawn.
Yeah.
But I found my guitar.
Well, okay. So now we've got a couple of things to talk about. You have a guitar that you lay on the floor.
Yes.
You've never been to Nashville.
No.
We've got to remedy all of that stuff.
Yes.
And then what was the last one that we came up with? Oh, I forgot it. See, that's how old we are. We forgot what it was.
Yeah. I sometimes I forget why I'm here.
I don't know. You know what I did today?
What'd you do?
I replaced my entire furnace and HVAC system today.
Yourself? You are very talented.
No, I didn't do it completely by myself. But I was at home all day trying to work in the whole bit, and we replaced it. And when you do something like that, you should never put it out on Facebook, because all of a sudden I had about 500 people come to me and say, well, how much you pay? Whatever it was, you got robbed. And I'm like, you know what? Kiss my ass. You know what? You've never done it before. So just leave me alone. I'm happy with it. It's like the top of the line, like, you know, because we just talked about the allergies and the whole bit. Yeah. I spent a little more money for it so I can breathe.
That's right. That's right.
And don't give me your crap about, you spend too much money for it. You don't know.
Yeah. Well, now you can relax. We're here at the studio.
Yes.
And joining us tonight for tonight's show is Blockchain Coalition.
And
how's it going, guys?
Hey, what's up?
I'm stressed out because I have no idea what that name means.
Neither do we. Hey, man, we got something in common.
So why don't you, let's pretend we're in third grade and it's your first day of class. Let us know who you are.
Tony Engel, lead vocals.
Matt Rhodes on guitar.
Lou Paskalides on keys.
Ron Thomas, drums, background vocals.
They're all grabbing for the microphones.
Yeah,
like they don't know whose turn it is to hit the doobie.
No, I'm good. I'm going to pass. Here you go.
No, seriously, where did that name come from? Blockchain Coalition? Because I know what a blockchain is. Like if you go to a jewelry store, and I was thinking, we got a rap group or somebody coming in. They're all going to come in with all kinds of chains and stuff.
Oh, you didn't know? No. Wait till you hear that CD, man. Whoa, you're going to be surprised.
They are rap.
Wow. Yeah. I want to hear this. I like this CD.
So I left my clock in the car, man.
So Ron and I had been in Veilside for the last 15 years, and our bass player had passed away. The label that we were working with called me up and said, hey, do you guys want to do some sync licensing writing for us? And I said, sure. And they're like, we'll pay you. I'm like, well, definitely. So we started writing songs for film and television.
Doing some weird covers, different type of stuff, you know?
Yeah. And then the coalition portion was we were going to be bringing in other musicians because we were supposed to be retired. We just kept bringing the same guys in, and we got real happy with the guys that we settled with, working with, and basically started writing our own shit right next to the stuff we were doing for them, so we could record the album for free.
And we locked it in, and we're like, well, let's keep these same guys. Why keep farming it out? Right. And then just blockchain was kind of a popular thing going on, and hey, we're a coalition. It's popular in the crypto area. And then, like you said,
crypto bro.
Thing, So, we're like, whatever, it's something catchy, something nichey.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, it works.
It's different.
You guys, you said you guys were writing for television?
Film and television.
Yeah. What kind of stuff?
So we did a song for HBO. They did a series called America Under Fire. So we did a song called Thoughts and Prayers for them. We've also written for political campaigns. We've written for, we covered a song for a political campaign. We're working with what's called a film brokerage company.
Okay.
So it's a pitch film. So if you and I come up with an idea for a movie, they'll tell us, hey, for $2,500, we'll pitch it to 7 different studios, and they'll basically put it together on like a PowerPoint type presentation thing.
So they don't want Aerosmith doing, this song because it's going to cost them $30,000 just to write rights. So they kind of take an A or B, go down the line, and we're like, we'll do it.
Wow.
We'll do it for half that.
We'll do it for a few shekels.
Half of that.
We'll do it for a few shekels.
Yes.
So and then we got a couple coming
studio
up in
time.
movies and stuff. So it's long term. They shelve a lot of this stuff, and but it pays.
So that's the if you go onto social media, especially Facebook right now, that's kind of a hot thing right now. There's whenever I go to my homepage, I see a lot of things like, hey, let me book you for public speaking engagements. Let me get you a music gig, working on a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff, I look at it and I'm thinking, okay, this is some kind of a pyramid scheme because this person's gonna book you, but then this person's paying something to the person that booked them, and so on and so forth.
Most of those clickable ones are usually that.
Yeah, there's a lot of scam stuff. This came directly from the label we were working with. So
because we
Gotcha.
Original band Veilside, we got offered a record deal. We were all like going to be 50 at that point in time. We're like, we don't want to go tour. We have families. We're all making more probably than you're going to pay us.
And the idea of making up $250,000 at 4.5% interest at the time, selling 10 CDs a night.
Yeah,
man, that would have been.
It was going to be grueling. So he's like, if you guys ever quit, do me a favor, come work for me, write some songs. He liked our writing, So
Wow,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
So we took him up on it,
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's pretty cool. So the two of you were in Veilside,
correct?
Yeah.
How long was that?
Well, Veilside started in 2003.
Okay.
We had two singers prior to Tony. And Tony came in about 2006-ish, right around there. And so a good 18 years or so.
Wow. Well, and is that still going on, or is that completely?
Once Bob passed, we decided to fold that. Like I said, we thought we were retired.
Yeah.
I actually did during the pandemic hit, I did a metal record with David Schenkel, who was in Man-O-War.
Yeah.
We did that under the name Grave Rain. And then like I said, I kind of pulled Ron out of his slumber. I was like, dude, they're really giving us work. Get over here, get in the studio.
Right.
Yeah. So,
wow, man.
Yeah, so it was a long history with that band. We used to Weekend Warrior stuff, but we toured, we flew around, did a bunch of stuff.
We got to play with just about everybody. We had posters up on the wall. So.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm really pissed you didn't bring guitars with you. Man. Okay. No kid. So when did you guys come along, or when did you find these guys?
Well, so Matt's been in a bunch of the tribute scene for quite some time. Why don't you tell him where you're from, bro?
Yeah, you look familiar to me.
Well, I'm from Mars. No.
Me too.
Awesome. No, I've been on the cover band scene for probably about the last almost 20 years at this point. I've done basically just one other, kind of two, 1.5 original type bands. One was called Ether, which were kind of still around, kind of like on hiatus. But my first band, we wrote some original stuff, but to kind of break into the scene, we were a cover band, and then we would just kind of put in our original songs here and there.
Sneak them in without saying anything. Yep. Yeah. I know how that goes. And you're the guitar player.
Guitar player, right? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we missing any members, or is it you?
Yeah, our bass player Bob Berg, along with Lou, kind of the first two guys I ever jammed with in my life when I was like 15. So me and Lou go way back in high school.
35 years.
Yeah, 35 years, man. And my bass player was in my first band, Whale Band, back in the day, called ONYX. We played around, did a bunch of original stuff. But Lou, he's done way more than that. I'll let him explain.
No, I'm the actual, the unknown of the group here. I've been I was in an original band early 90s, but then I just got into the studio work. I started writing my own stuff, still unknown. And then I just cover bands and wedding bands. Just, hey, I need a keyboard. Yeah, okay, fine.
He had a pretty big hit back in the...
Yeah, okay. So, back in the 80s, when everybody was doing their own stuff here, house music and dance music. I wrote a track, put it out. It was somewhat successful. Still kind of popular. It's kind of cool to see your 12-inch still, being sold for like $300 on like Dislogs or something like that. But
so what do we have to do? Torture you to get the name of it out of you, or what?
All right, it's called "Crying from a Broken Heart" by Bonton.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Back in the day.
I was, to pay for all the gear that that I had, as as a musician, I had a little DJing business on the side. I still have like 6 crates of 12-inch dance singles in the whole bit, man. You know, as crazy as that was, I loved that music back then. And now I hear it and I almost feel embarrassed, but yeah, it was still good music.
Don't be embarrassed. It's great music.
I mean, because you had bands back then like I loved. Remember Jam Silk?
James Silk. Yeah.
I mean, this band actually wrote music, played instruments. There was no laptop.
By the way, the record that the 12-inch was recorded at James Silk Studio.
No kidding. Oh wow, that's great.
On Lake Street, and I think maybe or something like that.
Oh, that's cool. Great. That's great. No kidding. No kidding.
So then after that, excuse me, my ice cream truck's going by.
Didn't put the phone on stun.
And then basically I'm on vacation one evening and I get a phone call from Ron and he's like, hey, we wrote a song and it needs keyboards. You interested? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And, that was the first track. And from there on, Ron and Tony are like, are you interested? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time. I mean, I haven't done anything for a long time on the band side, stage. So it's an excellent feeling, great feeling to go in the studio, write originals.
And are you guys all pretty much doing original shows or?
We've had one show.
Oh, yeah. That was our CD release, our debut.
We did our CD release.
We're doing original show.
We've got a second show coming up. So, now you see where the fallout, if there's any fallout, because there was a lot of curiosity on that first one.
Right.
Because people were like, oh man, what are the guys from Veilside doing? And then, the comments after the show were fantastic. We'll see if they show up to the next one.
Yeah, we don't get hung out to dry.
Where was the show?
The show, we played our first show in Bolingbrook.
Okay.
A place called Tailgaters.
Yeah, Tailgaters, yeah. I've been there, played there many times, yeah.
Always great to original bands,
Bobby Z is awesome.
Bobby Z is the best, man. One of the best club owners there is around in the scene. So
yeah.
If you're listening, Bobby Z, we are looking for sponsors.
Absolutely,
there you
Bobby Z. Hey, Bobby Z, you know me because I'm Cadillac Groove, and we kind of pack the house there for you all the time.
There you go. Oh, Cadillac Groove, man. I know you guys.
Yeah,
let me tell you a funny story about Bobby Z, and I wonder if you've ever had something similar to this. We opened for Striper one night.
Yeah.
At Tailgaters, and place is sold out.
Right.
Bob's not happy. And I go, why are you upset, dude? Your place is packed.
Right. Turning people away.
He goes, Tony, the average drink ticket tonight is $11. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm not in the bar business. So I'm like, is that good? Is that bad? He goes, when it's just you guys, it's $38.
Yeah. Well, that makes total sense because, Striper's got a Christian
right.
Right.
So it's really weird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. No, I mean, as I do a lot in clubs and the whole bit, and I get to know a lot of these, bar owners and everything, and they love it when it's packed. But at the end of the night, it's about the till.
What did the till bring?
That's what it comes down to. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Yeah. I don't care how good you are. You got to put asses on my bar stools.
That's right.
That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
But,
right.
Oh, wow. I didn't even Striper at Tailgaters. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. We played with Jeff Tate there. We opened for Nelson.
Lita Ford. We did the Has-Been tour, man.
The crazy thing is then I know I've seen you guys because I think I was at every single Jeff Tate show at Tailgaters.
You've seen us then.
So I had to see you guys.
We were the opening act.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely drunk by the opening act. So
there you go. Remember. So then we were awesome. So we sounded
fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. This band rocks.
Right.
Yeah. So at Tailgaters. So where's the next show going to be then?
We're at Sundance Saloon in Mundelein.
Oh, okay.
May 20th.
Yeah. Have you guys ever played there before?
Yes, Veilside. Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the outdoor area. The inside looks like it always has, but the outdoor area is a little different.
Really cool. Yeah. Great food too, man.
We'll be indoors.
Barbecue there.
We'll be indoors for that. I don't think Bobby C's opened the patio yet. So
Yeah. Okay. There's the cool thing about Sundance is when you go into the bathroom, there is an old Lori Morgan poster on the wall.
Yes, there is.
There is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was in a band at the time. Actually, I wasn't in a band. I was asked to play acoustic guitar with a country band at the time, and they said, "Hey, we're playing Sundance Saloon," and I went there and we opened up for Lori Morgan there, and that was the poster.
Wow,
and it's still in the bathroom.
Cool.
Hey, that's awesome. Bobby Carlson, if you're listening, these gentlemen need some sponsorship. I got your back, brother.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Are you guys from up around that area then? Is that
I'm
where you're
actually
pretty
from
much?
Plainfield, so.
Oh, no kidding. Whereabouts?
I live in Walker's Grove area, right off of 135th and 30.
Gotcha. Okay.
Give me your address, Stone.
Yeah, right.
Everybody can stop by.
Yeah, no.
Everybody coming over. It's a party after the podcast.
We're practically neighbors. I'm on the other side of Turtle Lake in the Renwick Reserve.
Oh,
I'm in
yeah,
Plainfield too.
exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
all my life Chicago dude who moved out to the burbs just about a couple years ago. So
Yeah, because you thought you were going to retire. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out in the Villa Park area, and so kind of not too far.
Right.
Lou's not too far from me.
Yeah, west suburbs.
Yeah.
Again,
Matt's down the street from me, so.
Okay. All right. So, who's the main songwriter? Where's your inspiration coming from?
Yeah, honestly, it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah?
I'm
At
not
this
even
point,
joking.
it is, yeah. Like we started as the first couple songs on the disc. There's like 2 songs on the disc that me and Tony wrote are on our own. But even at that point, when it was a finished song, we kind of gave it to these guys, and these guys went, all right. We gave them free reign. We're like, hey, whatever you could do with this to make it sound any better, great. And the reason they're sitting right here today is that reason, because they just took a great song and made it better.
What's the favorite cut?
That's ask me which one of my kids I like better.
You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
So mine is going to be Caught in the Undertow because that was my baby.
Okay. All right. What's it about?
It's going through a breakup and just not coping,
Okay. Yeah.
sinking.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how a lot of songs are about breakups?
Well, that's like 3/4 of the album. And the ironic part is a lot of my lyrics about breakups, and I've been with my wife for 34 years.
Wow. And I've been with my wife for 17 years now. So,
So it's like we write all these like, what if type. No.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what if that happened? Because it's in your head. And like one of my favorites on there is Walk This Road. For one, I wrote it probably 30 years ago, and it always been in the back of my head.
Sometimes I wanna take a little piece from the past, make it like it used to be. Forget about your problems, leave them all behind. Take a little walk with me, fill my mind. And she walked this road so many times before, searching for a new piece of the dream.
Tried to throw it out with Veilside a couple times. Just didn't fit the meld. We're a little lighter. We didn't, kind of a heavier rock, more modern rock with Veilside tuned down type, we're not yelling, but we're like, the whole idea of Blockade Chain Coalition was going to be like, if we want to do a light tune, we're going to do a light one, do something that sounds like country, we're going to do it. Metal, rock, what we didn't care, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to give it a listen for sure. This is going to be great, and I hope we're gonna get Pauly to take these songs they're mentioning and
For sure.
splice them in
For sure.
The whole thing about most of this album being about a breakup. I heard something. I was inspired by something a couple of weeks ago, and I'm trying to write a song about it. And it's actually kind of hard to write a song about this because it can go absolutely everywhere. But I actually heard somebody say that to maintain a relationship, what do you say, for 34 years, and I've been with my wife for almost 34 years as well. To maintain a relationship that long, you have to be willing to go through 100 breakups of the person that they used to be. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's wisdom.
Fucking deep.
Yeah. Isn't it really? So I'm thinking, man, how do you
go home and cry?
How do you turn that into a song? The thing is, Lionel Richie would have that written in 30 seconds.
Right.
So I'm happily married, so I can't write lyrics. So
Yeah.
Because his will turn out, he doesn't want his wife to hear him. That's it. Mine, I could just say, I was just thinking of stuff,
As guys, we think of the most macabre shit all the time. time, especially because, no offense, ladies, you drive us crazy. We are supposed to guess what you're thinking all the time. And, and a lot of times we think the worst. So it's easy to put that to paper. It really is. And matter of fact, you know why it's so easy to write a bunch of breakup songs? Because I'm not broken up. Right. If I was broken up, I'd probably just sit there and start crying and be a bitch about it.
Okay, everybody that's confused out there in listener land, this is not the counseling podcast.
Right?
It is the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
So my problem is
to listen.
My problem is I think at Sundance, all dudes are going to show up now that you said that. I'm sorry, ladies.
Holy crap,
Tone. Why is it like a Dream Theater concert here?
Holy crap, Tone. What a
like a Rush show. It's like a Rush show. There's just a bunch of dudes here.
I totally feel you, brother. Yeah. Well, what you need to do is just bring along, like a burlap sack full of extra drums and stuff so you guys can just chant, walk around in a circle.
Right? The coalition just got bigger.
Yeah, right. There we go. We knew we put that at the end of the name for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm still happily married.
He's pleading the fifth over here.
Yeah. But he knows he stood back and said that because he doesn't even want his wife to know he's here right now.
It wasn't me, hun.
It's like, hey, it wasn't me. Yeah, the Andy Murphy thing. Oh, man.
Yeah, but like the tunes on the album, man, it's like the other thing is this is me and Tony's sixth disc together. We put 5 out with Veilside. So a lot of first albums are everything in your head that you've been thinking of for years and you finally put it out. And here's these killer bomb songs, or maybe not, but this is a year's work. It's not everything we've done for the whole existence of life till that day you put your first album out. Right. So the cool thing about having a first album with another band is, hey man, here it is. This is new stuff. It's not really, like I say, I wrote a song. There's a song I wrote the shell of 30 years ago, but with everything that came into it, I think it's a pretty damn good disc for being a disc that took a year to write, basically, if that.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Do you feel like maybe, I mean, again, this is deep, but do you feel, because I think you mentioned earlier, like the idea is if we want to do a mellow tune, we'll do a mellow tune. If we want to do something that sounds like country, we'll do that as well. So was it almost kind of like a liberating feeling to say, yeah,
hell yeah.
So I'm gonna write what I want to write now, and not what people are expecting us to write, because everybody was expecting a certain sound from Veilside.
You got there's no rules. There's no 4 walls around you anymore. Right. Like Veilside, we almost right in the beginning, our guitarist Johnny, he's like, I'm gonna write a hit. I'm going to write something that everybody could sing along to. And we wrote that, and it was the ones that everybody learned the lyrics to in the crowd and sang along with. Now we're like, I'm writing this song that I like, that I like. If somebody likes it, good. If they don't, I don't care.
Yeah.
One of the challenges of putting together that kind of album, though, is keeping the homogenous, to make an album.
Right.
And that's where our engineer and producer came in huge. Joe Tabiri from Apotheca Studios. Dude's, basically the unnamed 5th, 6th, 7th member, whichever guy, because everybody takes a claim somewhere. Yeah. Joe's amazing. I mean, just in terms of shaping it so that because that is a captured point in time. Right. And then the the guy who did the artwork on it, our Mike, he always says, art is never finished. It's simply abandoned.
Right.
And so Joe manages to capture that art once we've abandoned it and basically
make it sound like the new art.
Yeah. Well, and package it so that it's saleable.
Right. So pick the 2 songs on the album that are kind of like polar opposites.
Oh shit. What would you say?
Go ahead, Lou. I'll let you, because
Well, I think Undertow is on one side, whichever side you want to pick.
And which would be what?
Dirty Little Liar probably is.
Yes, very good. Dirty Little Liar is probably taking it on the other side of it.
Yeah, so, Dirty Little Liar is very Cheap Trick to me, and Caught in the Undertow is very dark.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Yeah. So
a little more keyboard rock in Undertow, and then Dirty Little Liar has got this pop undertone to it that just
gotcha.
They're great songs though.
Deceit and fabrication, your truth on fact vacation. Control me from the start, I wanna turn
Dirty Little Liar was written purposely for that. Originally our intention was a film project, and they're like, we need a campy love song, and I'm like, or about a lie, somebody who always got caught in a lie or something. I'm like, all right. So I literally, Tony called me 15, 20 minutes later. I sent them the lyrics.
Those demos on the phone were literally 12 minutes apart.
Yeah. So you look at the text and it's like, you wrote it already? I'm like, yeah, I have the whole lyrics, the chorus, and everything. Wow. And it's campy as all hell. And that's exactly what they wanted. And if Veilside, I would have never put that on the disc. If that was a song, me and Tony would have been, no, that's not going on there. I don't care if you don't like it.
It wasn't
skip to the next track.
Yeah, skip it.
It wasn't for the Netflix show that's called Dirty Little Lies.
No. But at this point in time, we don't know what it was for, because it's some of them they go, hey, we're pitching a film to Netflix or pitching it to whatever Hulu.
Yeah, they don't always.
And they don't. They tell you what they want, but only when it gets caught. Like there's another one on there that started out as being Never Really Meant to Say Goodbye. Another campy tune on the album. Yeah. Okay. Another one that got picked up by a major film company. So that will probably come in 2024. It's nice. Coming, and they actually changed the name of the movie to the song after they heard the song.
Wow.
Which was really cool. Yeah, and when I wrote the tune, I'm like,
can you talk about it, or you can't really say anything about it right now?
We don't know a lot about it. So they kind of keep it, because who are we? We're the guys who wrote one song for the album. Right. But when they got it and they hit the pitch film, it got picked up by a small distribution company. Okay. And they gave them a little budget. But after the next person seen it, some execs seen it, and they picked it up for a major film company. Right. And then they give us a phone call back and said, they actually changed the name of the movie to your song title. And I'm like, wow. What the hell?
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Time to renegotiate that contract.
That's what I was going to say.
You got to pay me more than tacos, right?
Damn straight, yeah.
We also licensed 2 covers on the new disc. Okay. The first one we did was actually suggested by the label. He was like, hey, I'm so convinced you guys will do a great job on this song that you'll put it on your record. And if you don't, I own a 1 of 1. And, I'll sit on the...
Yeah, he literally bought it.
Yeah, he bought the song from us. He paid us to do it. We did Into the Mystic by Van Morrison, a 1970s tune.
Right, yeah. And one of my favorite Van Morrison songs.
Well, you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah, you're going to like that track. And then we did Wrapped Around Your Finger by The Police.
No kidding.
But we did it as if Pink Floyd were going to do that song. So it's very ethereal, very spacey, like a really weird vibe to it. And I sent you guys the video link to that as well. So.
Awesome. Yeah.
And we do with covers. We're kind of taking a little bit of what we did with Veilside. We weren't a cover band. We're an original band. But when you're playing clubs, as you know from playing clubs, you catch them with covers, man.
Right.
And so we twist them. Like back with Veilside, we did Dust in the Wind, but we did it as if Iron Maiden did Dust in the Wind. Yes. And that was our biggest, if we didn't play it at a show, we got sick of playing it after 15 years. We didn't play it. We get emails. Inbox.
Right. Yeah, we get nasty grams.
Right.
I shelled out shekels to see you, and you didn't do the song.
You didn't do that stupid. And then, so ironically, we did Iron Maiden, The Trooper, as if Kansas did it. We did it a slow ballad version as if Kansas did it.
Right.
So we twist covers. So we that's the only thing we stole from the other, from our prior band. Okay. We don't like to, we don't want to.
We're not a good cover band, so we just rewrite the damn thing to fit us.
Not only that, a cover's not a cover's only a cover. If I hear somebody go out and hear a cover, it's a jukebox. If I hear it exactly the way it is, I'm all good with it. I'm here as background noise. Somebody takes it and makes it their own. I'm impressed.
Right.
No, that's where it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of jumped right over where I was going with this. When you take the two songs that you consider to be polar opposites, right? And we were going back to how you had this producer that was trying to help with the continuity. So how do you do that? How do you take two songs that you think are polar opposites and still make them sound like Blockchain?
Well, not to get too much into the weeds, Joe put together a pretty solid template.
Okay.
In terms of the recording. So, the bass had a homogeneous sound across the whole disc. The drums having a homogeneous sound across the whole disc, minus a few tweaks. If Ron wanted a specific song, hey, make that snare a little more poppy or make it a little more deep or
EQ or something.
Yeah. But we really had a strong template that Joe put together, and that really did bring the whole thing together. So every song sounds like a Blockchain song, and it doesn't sound like a hodgepodge, almost like a jukebox play where every song is different. So it really did. We did put together a pretty solid record in that front.
Okay. So that's the technical side of recording it. I think Joe did a fabulous job for us. But as a band, I think when you take the polar opposites of what we would consider the songs, I think we filled in all the blanks as far as writing songs in between that.
Oh yeah.
To say, hey, this isn't us because we've got a lot more that we can offer. But for right now, this is what we got to offer. And from here to there, everything in between, and, coming forward, as we're starting to write our next one.
I was gonna say the new tune we're working on doesn't sound like any of those.
Yeah. So it's you can maybe call it, I don't think this was a growth record because we had.
It's an establishment record.
It's an establishment. You're right. Yeah. Exactly.
So it sounds to me like you're already thinking about the second one.
We already started it.
We're already working on it.
Literally, like before the album was out, we're in the studio recording the next album.
Wow.
So it's a benefit of being able to do that with the project, with the sync licensing project we got. We kind of like slip a tune in and go, hey man, this studio time's paid for. Let's take an hour, do our own song. So we're probably about maybe 1.5 songs into it, maybe, shallow wise,
Yeah.
We could easily have another album by fall, but we won't put it out this year.
Hey, and at this rate, every single show you can do can be an album release party.
There you go. Yeah, right? There you go. Good. Hey, Tony, write that down.
Honestly, remember we were talking about getting themes for the show?
Yeah, it's just CD release.
Just one show theme.
One show every 6 months. It's just a new CD.
That's like the Adam Sandler movies. There's always an electronics store. That's the name of the electronics store is going out of business.
Yep.
No, that's interesting. Wow. I can't wait to put this in the car and give this a listen. This is going to be very
literally, it's fun stuff. There's something for everybody on that disc, man. There's something for your kids like. There's something your grandmother like. That's the coolest part about it, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting. Metalheads will like a tune. Light rock people, people who listen to yacht rock will go, that's a great song.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's good. I think when you guys were like with Veilside, with the stuff you were writing then, you were basically writing for your fans. Like you said, you're writing for yourselves now.
I also think we wrote for ourselves a bit in Veilside but you honestly we were locked into a sound. So now it's how many different ways can I break that sound without leaving the stratosphere we've built,
right?
Without being too divergent. So, but yeah, I mean, like now it's more like now there's no shackles because you're just like, dude, check this out. Oh, that's cool. I think the song that we worked on Monday at the rehearsal studio, Lou was like, dude, it sounds like jazz, which is cool. I mean, if we can take it and give it jazz elements and still make it sound like a Blockchain song, then that's a W as far as I'm concerned. So.
Yeah. And the last group of people that we spoke to, the time is right for something like that because listen to all the music that's on the radio right now, where somebody is just taking like 3 or 4 chords, right, and they write a song that sounds like a southern rock song, or they write a song. Oh, this could be blues, but then actually this could be like a rock ballad, here, and it's one person, but they sound like themselves playing an array of different styles of music all on one album.
Oh yeah.
Chris Stapleton is a prime example of that.
100%,
you don't know what he's going to bring to a show. Is he going to be blues? Is he going to be country? Is he going to be rock and roll? And he seems to do it all with 2 and 3 chord songs, which is the thing that's amazing. Yeah. The song sounds different. There are some songs that he writes where you swear there's a bridge in that song, but there isn't. He can just make it sound that way from the way he records it and the way he sings it. It's amazing.
That comes to the old adage of it's not the instrument, it's the person behind it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you could take the 3 chords that are in every Britney Spears down to Taylor Swift down to the Beastie Boys. Believe it or not, 3 chords in a Beastie Boys song.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it could those 3 chords could be, look at what they call quote unquote bro country today, pop country.
Right.
That's hair metal, man. That is hair metal with a country dude singing on it.
Yes, it is.
It's 87, 88, 89, Rat, Dokken, White
dude,
Snake.
If I could sing with a drawl, we'd be doing that shit because it pays.
Pays like crazy. And we already know all that White Snake stuff. We just,
I know a great dialect coach. We can have you singing that way. We can do that.
Uncle
Throw down
Pesos.
and die.
Uncle Pesos
yeah.
beyond the mic. Yep.
Yeah, no, if you remember back in the country scene, back in the early to mid 90s, there were all kinds of bands that came out. Like the band that always comes to mind to me is was a band called Little Texas. And when you see the music video, I'm like, no way, man. That looks like Dokken playing acoustic guitars right there. I mean,
100%.
they had the big hair and the whole bit, and they're hanging out by swimming pools.
All the
girls
chicks
in
with the
bikinis.
shorts and bikinis. Yeah.
You're like, what happened to all the metal guys from the late 80s and stuff? They decided to go.
They moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
Literally.
Alan Jackson wrote a song, Gone Country.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
like, let's jump on the
Rascal
bandwagon.
Flatts was basically just hair metal harmonies,
pretty much.
friggin' layered. So
If you took Life as a Highway and you put Don Dokken singing that, when he could sing back
when
30 years ago, Don Dokken singing, you'd be like, that's a great hair metal song.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was listening to a country channel a couple of weeks ago, and I'm driving along. All of a sudden, I'm listening. It sounds like hip hop or rap.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, I'm like, did I change the channel or something? And I'm like,
That's the new trend, man.
Country
Rappers
keeps
and country.
evolving. And to be honest with you, it's cool in the sense because, man, I don't want to hear Friends in Low Places 30 years from now.
Right.
I no knock, Mr. Brooks, you're badass. But the point I'm getting at is that the fact that it keeps evolving is actually a positive to me. And at some point, you're just going to get, I told Ron this when the pandemic hit and everybody went home. You used to see some cool videos on Facebook. Some guy would be playing from one band and some
lockdown videos. Yeah.
Some dude would be playing from another band and they do a tune together. And I told Ron, I'm like, man, when this thing's over, we're going to get new music that you've never heard. We didn't get any of that shit. I was very disappointed.
Not even from national acts, man. All these big bands, like you should have pocketed albums when you're sitting at home in the studio, and it's crazy, man. The creativity should have been running wild at that point.
Yeah.
Well, it did with us is the product of what's in front of you.
Right. Well, I was hoping that you'd see a lot more fusion. Like, man, this country hip hop act is just badass, and but we didn't get anything.
National disasters and national events really created styles of music. We believe it or not.
Oh, sure.
Depression created the blues, jazz in the beginning. Everything that happens in life, we thought for sure 9/11 brought patriotic, a new version of country, which kind of where it all started, that whole country conversion.
Yeah.
We thought, pandemic, that's something's going to come out of this, a new style of music. Nah, just people rehashing.
I was hoping to see somebody fuse like Tool with a hip hop artist.
Something crazy.
I think Tool would I think Tool would freak out over something like that.
Right.
But every musical genre kind of was treated that way. I think some of it had to do with the fact that these record companies were kind of losing a grip a little bit on record sales.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. All because of the streaming services and the whole bit. So how do you do it? Right. You have to keep every genre of music. You have to keep every artist working closely with you so you can make money off of them. So, back in the early 90s, all of a sudden you had metal rap. You had Limp Bizkit.
Yep.
You had metal rap, right?
Yep.
Then as you're going into 2000s, they replaced the lead guitar solo with the guest rap artist.
Yep.
Right? And then they started fusing the pop with the rap. You started to have, things like Britney Spears with Coolio and stuff like that.
We were going to replace Matt with a rap artist, but Matt was like, screw that, Tone. I'll just rap myself.
I'll rap myself, man. Yeah. And I think they're kind of doing the same thing with country nowadays, but only they've taken a different approach with it because you're not hearing a lot of the country hip hop or the country rap. There's a few artists that are out there.
Sure.
What I've noticed more with them is, man, I can't remember a CMA or any country music award show over the course of the last 5 years where they weren't doing these mashup kind of acts.
Yeah.
For the past 5 years, it's always been that way. So they're going after it that way through the live performance.
Sure.
But I think the good side of that is when we come out of the back end of it, then we're going to start having people getting tired of the dubstep. Right. And that's when you're going to have people falling back again people are going to start writing songs again. People are going to start playing instruments.
It's an influence.
Yeah.
If we're still playing and we're 85 years old, we might get a hit.
Well, it doesn't sound to me. I mean, it sounds to me like retirement is off the table now.
Yeah, just
It's like work. We can't retire at work. Why should we retire at play?
That's right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Do musicians really ever retire though? I mean, that's
not really. Well, I mean, yes and no. You just start writing for yourself. But honestly, I've been in the studio with these guys now for the past year plus, and every single week. I mean, because we're in there, we have deadlines that the label gives us, and I actually enjoy going to work. I love seeing the guys. I like creating, so we don't piss each other off much.
Right.
I like seeing them a little bit, but I mean, every week is getting nuts.
Every week's getting pretty crazy.
My wife's okay with it.
Just to be official, Lou's wife is okay.
So we haven't heard very much from you tonight.
There you go,
You got
bud.
you got anything to sign off with, or pieces of advice, wisdom?
I'm still wondering about those tacos, man. What's going on with that? We work for tacos.
You said something about tacos earlier.
I mean, since you said that, I'm like, wait a second. You work for tacos? I don't remember any tacos.
We never got tacos for pay. Oh man, and that's the reason the same idiots are together all the time, man. And just having fun, because if you can't have fun and you can't have laugh, you can't make music, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how can people find you after they see this? I know we're going to have people want to at least find more of your music.
Yeah, the website, you're looking at Blockchain Coalition, so BCC bandchicago.com.
Okay.
That's how you get to the website.
And we are also on Facebook.
We're on all those things. Facebook, TikTok, just type in Blockchain Coalition on Facebook and you'll find us, man.
And YouTube. We put a video out for the Wrapped Around Your Finger cover. So
excellent.
And the channel there is Blockchain Coalition. So
where can people find your CD?
On our website. Yeah. So bccbandchicago.com, and they could order it right there. We're not doing pretty soon. It'd probably go to Spotify and all that, but we're trying to get some sales, trying to recoup some money before that.
Right.
And, we sell the download card. So that, what you have in front of you, which is download card on the website, you kind of basically just throw it right to the phone. It downloads it right to your phone or any device, any computer.
Oh, wow.
You got like 20 minutes to download it and then it expires. It blows up actually. So keep it away from electronics.
This card will now self-destruct.
So it's like our old asses are getting modern and sometimes. So we're selling it basically on the site and shows. So you come out to the show, you could catch deals. We got shirts, merch. The whole thing an original band has to do to survive.
Right. Man, I love this. This is great. I love the cover art.
Physical copies.
The new normal.
Yeah.
The new normal. And it kind of looks like
the world's blown up.
Yeah,
but on fire.
But if you look at it from far away, when I first saw it, I looked at it. Why do they have a picture of the COVID spore on the cover?
There's a little weird stuff
and
going on.
And then I got a little closer. I was like, oh no, that's North America on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we our titles we like to leave to the open imagination to hey, the new normal. What is it? Okay, well,
right.
It's the new normal for me and Tony is this band.
Right.
And the new normal for these guys are they now have to come out every damn week and play with us and go out and play shows.
Yeah.
So it's the new normal. Now, is it the new normal that what we've been through? I mean, that's your interpretation of that, this is what it is now. But on the back, you can see a great resurgence. And, we kind of, if you open the CD, it kind of goes from darkness to light again,
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and physical copies of CDs. I just seen an article today, man, that CD sales are up. And guess what's going to happen? People are going to get tired of flipping vinyl when they buy a gatefold 3 vinyls. I got to flip this album 6 times to hear an album. And it's coming back to a good version of good old CDs, man, where, it lasts forever. You get to listen to the whole album all the way through and get the meaning of what the artist did it for.
Unless you're an old guy like me, because when I do flip the vinyl over like that, I almost hear Engel singing.
Yeah, it's true. It's nice. It's nice. I'm not against the guys who love vinyl. I have over 5,000, vinyl sitting in my house, but it's antiquated.
I still think CD is
quick. It's quick. It's easy. It's
for modern music. Yeah. I think nothing sounds better for the like if you're listening to a Beatles album or Pink Floyd or Zeppelin, put that on vinyl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Spotify in the article actually said that people are getting bored with just listening to one song and having to switch, and bored that it switches on its own. Here you go. Physical copy, man. 13 songs. Put it in. You listen to it start to finish while you clean the house.
Especially if the album tells a story.
100%. And there's a reason artists, some may just throw them on there, but there's a reason artists go 1 to 13 and they sit for 2 days and go, all right,
what order?
This goes to here. And then there's transitions. You know, we actually put musical transitions between some of the songs.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
A lot of thought went into this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really. Like when it really boils down to it, it did. You know, there's not a whole lot of there's a whole lot of original bands in the scene right now. Not you know, nobody putting product out. Let's put it that way.
Right.
You know, nobody wants to go and physically put a product out, but
Well, nowadays most bands are putting out like one song at a time.
yeah,
They record
Cheaper.
it. Yeah, they record it. They send it off to Spotify.
And musicians are notoriously broke, so it's cheaper.
it's cheaper to do that. Yeah,
You're right.
And like I said, we were in an advantageous position where we got our studio time reimbursed because of the work that we're doing. So it really helped. It'll really allowed us to just keep cranking through tunes.
Well, thanks a lot for coming out, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Great getting to know you.
Yeah. Appreciate talking to you.
Can't wait.
Thanks for having us, man. This is really great place you got here, man.
Can't wait for your second show for the second CD release.
Yeah.
6 months from now.
We're going to rename it the Somewhat New Normal.
Maybe not so normal.
I'll just put a sticker on the front so it looks like a different CD.
Yeah, there you go.
All righty. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Got it, man. Thank you.
We'll catch you later.
Awesome.
There you have it. Blockchain Coalition.
Blockchain Coalition.
Blockchain.
Once again, I like them. Great conversation.
Oh my God, doing some pretty cool stuff, man. Writing for movies and TV shows and stuff, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pay attention to that, and everybody out there pay attention to it as well. There's all kinds of things you can do with your little hobby here.
That's right. That's right. And they got a new album out. It's called The New Normal.
The New Normal.
13 songs, man. It's a lot of songs.
Yeah, and apparently, I think you go to their website, and there's some deal with these download cards that they have.
Yeah,
so
you can buy a download card and download the album, or you can actually buy the CD from their website.
Yeah, this is going to be good. I want to hear their original music, and I want to hear how they're making some of these cover tunes on here.
Should be interesting. I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for joining us again, everybody.
Yes, another fine Tuesday.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast is edited by Paul Martin. Theme song courtesy of M&R Rush. The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music heard on the show. The music is used to promote the guests that are featured.
Rock and roll Chicago. Rock and roll.